Hello go-getters, welcome to today's edition. One of the reasons why we started this channel is because we noticed that there were more and more business opportunities popping up in Africa every day, of which a lot of people were not aware. And to crown it all, we also noticed that there's actually a scramble for Africa right now. And that's why, unlike before where only or mostly Europeans were rushing to Africa, a lot of Asians and Indians are rushing into Africa. If you live in West Africa, have you ever pondered why when you go to most stores in town to get things like furniture or more sophisticated electronics, you end up finding out that those structures are either owned by Indians or the Chinese in most cases. And don't misunderstand me, please. There is actually nothing wrong with foreigners investing in a particular area across the globe, but the thing is, what are the natives of that area doing? Are they also exploiting the business opportunities available in their area? Isn't that concerning? Let's look at it this way. It's just like someone owning a piece of area in a desert that is an oasis, and there's a pool of water somewhere and people live from far and near to come and tap the water and make good use of it while that person is sitting and observing. So if you are one of those people who found nothing wrong with Africa's situation, I please beg on you to watch this video with a lot of attention and start changing your way of seeing things. That said, I came up with 5 business opportunities in Africa that no one is seeing. And if you're interested in such a video, go nowhere, for I am going to be walking you through them in no time. My name is Elvin Jig and you are watching Africa Today. The first business opportunity that no one is seeing in Africa is the cold room storage business. Have you ever walked into a bakery, a restaurant, or a hotel and saw some fresh fruits, ice cream, or vegetables beautifully presented in a glass-like structure and staying fresh? Or have you seen this structure in some institutes with the drinks there, and once you touch them, the drinks are fresh? Yes, this is what we are talking about. There are actually 2 systems. We've gotten the mobile one and the fixed one. So this is something that is going to be ideal for Africa because it is going to be solving the seasonal problem we are facing in Africa when it comes to our fruits and vegetables and even our livestock products. If you remember the dehydration machine I was talking to you about here in one of our videos, this is one of those things that is going to be competing with the dehydration machine, because while the dehydration machine is drying the fruit and vegetables for us, the cold room storage on the other hand is maintaining its freshness for us. I think at this point it is needless to emphasize on the seasonal issue that Africa is facing, but let me just summarize it here for those who are new to the channel. So basically, Africa is suffering from seasonal production of food stuff. Most African countries have gotten 2 seasons, that is the rainy season and the dry season. So during the rainy season, we have a lot of produce that are available on the market, and the high availability of these products makes the prices to drop. And during the dry season, those products are scarce and the scarcity makes the prices to rise, thereby causing a serious fluctuation on the supply and demand curve in Africa. Now, on this channel, we've been chipping in from time to time business ideas that could solve this problem because it is a real pending problem in Africa. Now, back to the cold room storage business. This is something that is suitable for meat sellers, fruit sellers, ice cream sellers, vegetable sellers, and livestock sellers. And when we talk of livestock, we are talking of fish, meat, be it beef, chicken, pork, whatever meat we are talking here about. It is very suitable for them. Unlike the refrigerator or the deep freezer that we commonly use locally, the cold room storage is actually a game changer because it is highly customizable. So you can use the regular electricity or local electricity at your area, and you can also customize yours to go with a solar panel or an electricity generator. There are actually some ones now that are coming up and produced by Africans with an electricity generator incorporated in them already. It is very inconvenient to move about with a refrigerator or a fridge, but with a cold room storage, you can have the mobile option which you can displace to whatever venue you want to. So the cold room storage, especially the mobile ones, are very suitable for event areas. You could supply cold drinks wherever needed, be it at event venues like sports competitions, concerts, or parties. Cold room storage is appropriate for you. And if you are into agriculture, this is also something that you definitely need to get for yourself. For you could be storing your fruits and your vegetables in order to maintain them fresh for a longer period of time. So if you invest in the cold room storage business, you're going to be making a lot of money because you're going to be dealing with clients who have a huge need for it. So clients who deal with fruits, vegetables, and meat are going to love your product so much because not only it makes their produce stay fresh longer, it also makes their business place look very elegant. And like I said, this is produced by an African for Africans. So we are glad to announce to you here that we've partnered with these producers to very discounted prices. So if you're interested in embarking on such a business, don't hesitate to contact us. For our contact email is always on our homepage and in our descriptions. So do have to contact us and our assistants will take care of you. And for those who want to actually get in contact with us, they are going to walk you through on how to get about that. Now, the second business idea here that no one is seeing in Africa is leisure parks. I know you'll be rolling your eyes. Yes, what's new about leisure parks or what's so striking about that? Yes, I get your point. Leisure park is no new business, but there's a way of going about it that actually makes it new, and I am going to be giving you the details in a bit. Before we do that, please endeavor to like this video already and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And also, if you didn't know, we've launched our membership and you could always find the link to our Patreon in the description box or on our about page. If you love and appreciate what we are doing here, you could go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon to support the channel with a token, and you are going to be getting some perks in return that I've talked about on this channel. Now, going back to the leisure park idea, I would love to remind you first of all that you are a new generation African. And there's a way we go about our things. We do our things differently. They mustn't be new things, but we tackle them from a new angle. And remember, on this channel, we are goal getters. And aside from being goal getters, we are entrepreneurs, but not the regular entrepreneurs we are used to in Africa. We are actually what I love to call visionary entrepreneurs, because if we have a vision of Africa being somewhere that we envisage it to be, we have to work towards it in return. And that's why we have a lot of revolutionary ideas here and game-changing ideas that are very unique and special. So this is one of them. We are going to be storming the leisure park industry, but from a different dimension. And this is what we are going to be doing. And before I get into the details, I would love to state it clearly here that this business is capital intensive. That is, it is an expensive project. And the reason why I am saying it before getting into the idea is because some of you come to the comment section and are saying that, oh, this business is expensive. There are business ideas for everyone on this channel, all right? We are basically encouraging Africans to embark on production and change Africa. So you aren't expecting that to be cheap. There are some businesses here that are for the average Africans, but there are also some that are for those who can actually lay their hands on a huge budget. So with this business idea, you are starting with a vast plot of land. Let's just take a minimum of 3,000 meters square. And on this land, you are obviously going to be putting in place a playground for kids. And on that playground, you are going to make sure that you have all the recent and up-to-date toys or whatever gadgets, machines that capture the interest of kids. Yeah, we know the way a playground is. That's basically an updated, very modern, up-to-standard playground with everything in them, and you know where to get them. It's easy. Don't come to the comment section and be saying again that, yeah, we need to produce all those things. We are talking about a case where you want to do it and those things aren't produced in Africa yet. You've got to buy them from foreigners, right? So you know where to do that. You can get them from China, all right? Yeah, Alibaba is there, AliExpress, or whichever place you want to get them from, and get them installed in your playground. But hey, that's just the beginning. That's why I said this is actually a heavy project. Now, once you're done with the playground for kids, this is the next step you are going to be taking. You are going to be doing this around the periphery of the rest of your land. Since everything can't be explained in this video, for the video not to be too long, let me just summarize and give you an idea of what you will need to do. Aside from the playground being at the center of your leisure park already, basically the idea is thinking of how to make a perfect day for both the kids and the parents. By perfect day, we mean providing them with a structure wherein once they come in, they are going to be spending good time together. Unlike back in the days where parents would take the kids to a leisure park and they are just sitting on the bench while waiting for their kids to play. If they aren't interested in what the kids are doing, they are just going to be feeling bored and maybe just counting the time because they are in a hurry to leave that place and go to some fun place at last. So basically what you are doing is incorporating all those activities that could suit both the kids and the parents in one area. So once you've incorporated everything that catches the kids' attention in the middle of your land, you are going to be making good use of the borders by then establishing things that are going to be catching the interest of the parents. And the reason why you are putting the kids area in the middle is to enable the parents to watch over their kids from wherever angle they are sitting. And like I said, you are going to be keeping the parents busy and catching fun as well. So what are you going to do? You simply think of all those things that would interest a parent, right? We are talking here of things like restaurants or fast food joints, pizzerias, yes, mini joints for pizzas, ice cream joints, and you name it. And alongside, you have drinking spots where parents could as well sit and sip some good wine, all right? Not only sweet drinks. You are going to be making sweet drinks available, yes, obviously, but also certain things that are going to be interesting to elderly. And on the other side of your plot, you are going to be incorporating shops. Yes, shops for cute things like dresses, shoes, jewelry, why not? And also, very important, an art shop. Toy shops, because some parents could be interested in buying toys there for their kids. Kids love toys. Once they are going to be playing with those toys in your playground, they are going to love to say, oh, mommy, daddy, please, I would love to get that toy. And parents, most times we can resist our kids. They are definitely going to be buying some toys for their kids there. So basically, maximize profit in that area. Make everything available there. Make it such a way that a parent would come there with the kids and have a fun-filled day. I mean, a full day from morning to evening filled with fun and no single boring moment. So you have a shop where you expose artwork because most adults love artwork, right? So provide them with basically everything that could catch their interest. And there is a reason why I cited things like restaurants and drinking spots on one angle and cited shops on the other angle. This is just to create an opposite view for each other, so that when parents are sitting this way and entertaining themselves, eating, drinking, or whatever, they have an opposite view of the other shops, and they are most likely to get attracted by those things there and come for a visit and probably buy. So basically, you are going to be creating a mini mall in your leisure park. That's basically the concept. Making your leisure park as fun-filled as possible and in turn cashing out big. So there are two ways you could go about it. If you've got the means, you could basically embark on all this alone. But if your funds are insufficient and you really love this idea, don't be discouraged, for there's another way you could go about it. You could actually start up the structure and open room for investors, all right? But that said, I will be making a video on this channel telling you the things you could do to attract investors to whatever business or whatever project you have. And if you're interested in such a video, please just type investor in the comment section and I am going to be making that video for you, because if we want to make Africa great and we have ideas that we can materialize ourselves, we can still partner with others and do them. So that's where the investors step in. So like I said, if you want to embark on such a video and you don't have the ready funds for it, you can go ahead and invite investors, or at times investors will still notice you and join your project. So like I said, you could open shares for investors and get along with them. Another way you could also go about it is build a structure yourself, like the shops. Remember, we are talking about a mini mall in a leisure park. So you could go about building the whole structure yourself and maybe rent out those shops to others to come and occupy them. And that's how they are going to complete the project for you. The only difference is you are not going to be making the profit all alone, because the people who are going to be cashing out from the sales of whatever they are selling in your park are your tenants who will be renting those shops. If you are doubting, please don't doubt, because most Africans love to spend good quality time with their kids right now, and they mostly love to do that out of their homes, because most African parents work a lot and at home they don't have time to spend with their kids. So most often when they want to spend time with their kids, especially during the weekends, they look out for places like ice cream joints, pizza joints, and restaurants. So if you can incorporate most of these things into your leisure park, I can assure you that you are going to be making a lot of money in Africa. And I would love to just mention here that if you are embarking on such a business, you should be ready to invest a good deal on security, because the security of such a business goes a long way to determine the success of such a business. That said, let's get to our next point. So the next business idea here is cooking oil production. I've mentioned this in one of my videos, but I'm coming back to it because this is a very lucrative business idea that people are not really seeing in Africa. So if you've never thought of embarking on cooking oil production in Africa, listen carefully to what I am going to be explaining to you right now, and I can bet you that at the end of this video, you will definitely have a change of mind. The first reason why cooking oil production business is very lucrative in Africa right now is the fact that Africans have changed their oil consumption habits. Back in the days, Africans used palm oil for all their traditional dishes. And when they wanted to cook more universal dishes, they didn't really bother, for they could bleach their palm oil and have the clear, transparent oil that was suitable for such dishes. But with the recent developments and the recent discoveries that have been made as concerns bleached palm oil, most Africans, if not all Africans, are drifting away from bleached palm oil right now. Most Africans have understood that bleaching of palm oil above the smoking point increases the trans fat level, making it cancerogenic. That is, it favors cancer. So who doesn't want to be healthy? Who doesn't want to live a longer life? Health is now a priority for everyone. And it is commonly said that you are what you eat. Africans are now faced with a situation wherein they are forced to change their consumption habits. And as I'm talking to you right now, it's been years I haven't seen an African bleaching palm oil. So Africans were forced to replace bleached palm oil with other things like vegetable oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, groundnut or peanut, and you name it. So if you get into the production of any of these, you are going to be making a lot of money, because Africa actually has a huge market. That's what a lot of people don't know. There's a huge demand for other oils other than palm oil in Africa right now. Do you know that a liter of olive oil costs about $12 in most African countries? And recently, a liter of soybean that was sold for about $3 left from $3 to $5 point something dollars. Yes, that's how much all these oils cost on the African market, and Africans are buying because they've got no choice, all right? Most Africans now have embraced more universal dishes, European dishes, and even Asian dishes. So Africans are greatly exploring dishes from all over the world, and those dishes use either vegetable oil or nut oil. So Africans are buying. Africans throw a lot of parties wherein they fry chicken, fish, make salads, and you name them. They use those oils for that. And even back home, some people go ahead to make some traditional food, at times with peanut oil or soybean oil. So if you didn't know, the eviction of bleached palm oil from the African menu has created a vacuum that could be filled only with vegetable oil. So as a visionary entrepreneur, you should be thinking of embarking on oil production in Africa. Yes, like I said, these video ideas are mostly pricey. This is not something that's cheap, all right? Just the machine for this is very expensive. But this is actually a business idea for those who've got the money. And at times, you could not still get the money, but you know someone who has the money and who could embark on such a business and help Africa. Remember, the goal of all these videos we are making is to help Africa as a whole. So if something doesn't appeal to you directly, always know that there's someone out there who could actually do it. So that's why we always urge you to share our videos to your loved one, because some people actually have the money, but they don't know exactly what to invest in. And when we talk of the use of cooking oil in Africa, it doesn't end only at the level of cooking. We mostly apply things like olive oil and almond oil on our babies within the first 3 months of their existence. Most people don't really find cosmetic baby oil suitable or healthy for their baby's skin, so they would rather go for such oils for their babies. Next point here is disposable glove production. Yes, if you didn't know, from 2019, when the famous pandemic that you know about took place, the glove industry experienced a boom. We are talking here of the latex gloves, yes, or what we we call the rubber gloves. Do you know that 1.2 billion pieces of gloves were sold from 2020 to 2021, denoting an increase of 23.6%. And in 2022, the market size for disposable gloves was $12.3 billion. And is projected to grow by 3.9% by 2032. Yes, if you are confused, we are talking here about the latex gloves you all know that you see being used in hospitals. Yes, if you didn't know, the main raw material used for the production of those gloves is actually the natural rubber latex or the butadiene rubber latex, as some would call it. So you can see how lucrative this business is. And since what happened in 2019, a lot of industries aside from the medical field found themselves obliged to use more and more gloves. Now, even in fast food joints, coffee drinking joints, or shawarma and ice cream joints, most of them do use gloves. And we know the beauty industry also uses gloves, so there's no way you could go wrong in Africa if you produce gloves right now. And you should know that the glove business is not like other items that customers could order maybe 5 or 10 pairs. No, gloves producers deal with bulk selling. If you invest in this sector, I am sure you're going to be making some good money for yourself. Now, if you've watched this video to this stage, that means you are a real MVP on the channel. And I would like to seize this opportunity to thank you all who've been supporting the channel, watching our videos, liking, commenting, and sharing. We do appreciate you, and we want you to know that we don't take it for granted at all. And we want to also thank you guys, especially for those who paid membership and supported us. We don't take that for granted, and we are so grateful. That said, let's get to the next point, which is the rubber production. I mentioned this in one of our videos, and I am coming back with it here because rubber production is one of those things that people don't really think about, or people don't really know that they can actually produce in Africa. And latex is also the main raw material used in the production of the disposable gloves I just talked about earlier. So this is an opportunity for you not only to produce latex that is highly used by companies out there, you can transform your own produce and make more money. You know, there's nothing that brings more profit than you actually adding value to your own existing product. That said, I would love to draw our attention to something that we keep saying on this channel. I am just reiterating because I really want the message to be clear out there. We, the Africans, should strive to always add value to our primary products before selling them out. But that's the surest way for us to maximize profit. Value-added products often sell times 3 or at times even times 10 the price the primary product will sell for. We've got a lot of things like cocoa, coffee that we keep exporting and lose a lot by doing that. It's not proper for others to keep coming and making lots of profit from our own produce, and we are there sitting and watching. And talking about this brings to mind a comment that someone dropped under one of our videos. He was basically saying something like, what about you? Why are you not exploiting all these beautiful ideas you have? What you guys don't understand is that no human being can do everything, all right? We have some of these projects that we've embarked on, and some of them we are actually working on them right now. You remember this video I talked to you guys about wherein I was sharing one of my business secrets, and I told you in that video that this is going to be one of those unique videos that I am going to be sharing with you exactly what I am doing, all right? We can't do everything. Ideas are there, and we want Africa to be a better place, and the only way we can do that, I'm talking about we, the collective we, is by sharing these ideas. Because like I always say, some people do have the money but they don't have the ideas. So why not share the ideas for most people to embark on these projects and watch Africa change? And back to the rubber or latex business. If you have your own rubber plantation, you are obviously going to be making much more money if you produce disposable gloves, for example, because you have the raw material available for you already, which is going to make your production cost much more cheaper than your competitors. In a latex plantation, a hectare of latex produces about 3,000 to 6,000 kilograms of latex per year. Translating to the fact that if you have about 10 hectares, you're going to be making about 30 to 60,000 kilograms of latex per year. Then imagine, in addition to that, producing just gloves, okay? There are a lot of things that you could produce with latex, but let's limit ourselves here to just gloves. So remember, I gave you the statistics of gloves on the market and how high the demand is. So imagine you producing latex and transforming it yourself to produce gloves as well. You are going to be making lots of millions. So if you've got money and you want to diversify your income, this is one of those businesses that if you inject your money in, you are sure to make good profits. I've already given you an idea of how you could go about a rubber plantation and also connect it to a glove production chain if you've gotten the money. Right? And if you haven't watched the video where I gave details on the rubber plantation, you can check this video and get all the details there alongside other lucrative agricultural products that you could produce in Africa and make millions for yourself. That said, hope you like this video and I'll see you on my next one.